Welcome back to Doing Bart Things, and in this episode, we're going to cover the 9070 launch. So, first caveat, I'm so sorry, I've not released a video in a while. I've been kind of waiting for this, and I've also been ridiculously busy. I was trying to do this video yesterday, and just too many things were happening. Um, yeah, so really apologize for that. We're going to try to step up the videos. I'm totally going to buy a 9070 XT if that gives you a preview of how the video is going to go. I think it's pretty much going to be the deal. I'm at about the maximum video card that anybody would even consider probably getting an upgrade from. I think anything newer, if you're already on a 4000 series, well, let me phrase it like this. If you're on a 4060, yes, those cards, if you're on a lower end card, then, upgrade maybe consider, maybe. But anything that is like your mid to up, slightly upper range, like 2080, 3080, 2070, 20, I get, was it 2060? Yeah, 1080 guy, your 1080 Ti guys. If you've been saving, kind of wondering for that good deal at new, this is the best you're going to get. This may be the best you get for the next 2 years, honestly. Like, I don't see until UDNA for AMD comes out. I think Blackwell's a dud. I just don't think. I don't think there's going to be Blackwell supply worth anything, and the supply we do get, this has been the worst launch. I didn't think they could top the 4000 series in bad launches, and man, they blew that out of the water. I think is what's happened. They don't care. Like, Nvidia just doesn't care right now, is what the deal is. They're more worried about making their AI chips. They don't care about the consumer market. So AMD had a prime opportunity here, and I'm hoping that they've taken advantage of it because this pricing looks fairly respectable. I thought that they were going to do a $650 RX 9070 XT, but it's $599. Performance charts are decent. They're right, I would say, where they should be. It's not the upper high end of what I expected, but it's relatively good. A 5070 Ti that is $150 more expensive and is trading blows at 4K Ultra with the 9070 XT. Looks very unappetizing now, to say the least. So, again, it was all going to come down to what was the price? Where are they going to price it? And they've done that part apparently effectively. Now, you're not going to see, just like you do the 5070 Ti, you're not going to see all the models at MSRP. Okay, the pumped up models are going to be significantly more money, probably 50 to $100 more, maybe even a little bit more than that. But I'm thinking $650 is kind of where the magic number is going to be, where those higher end models probably fall closer to 700. So like 675, 699, is probably where like one of the cards I'm looking at will fall. So if you're in the market for a card, you're looking to upgrade from an older card, definitely this is the time for those 1080 Ti guys that have been looking to make the jump to AMD or something. They would have a awesome upgrade by getting their hands on one of these. Anybody that has like anything from technically even like a 7800 XT. Yeah, 7800 XT, 7800 GR, 7900 GRE maybe. We're talking some pretty sizable numbers over that. I don't know if it would be worth the upgrade, but at 4K you're talking like 42% jump. So there are gains to be had, right? This definitely competes in this new generation of cards decently enough. And they priced it effectively. Seems to be there's going to be plenty of quantity. And at least initially, and probably going forward. Like, they will have the quantity. The question is pricing in the future, because what I'm hearing is, or at least like Moore's Law is dead hinted at this. I've seen no reason why not to doubt it, because it just seems like this is the case. 5000 series cards were almost like a paper launch. There are no supply. Nvidia, I don't think cares. You have, okay, so the cards are incredibly overpriced. There's no supply of them. They may burn up on you. You don't need to buy them. I mean, they're too expensive and you can't buy them. So, this is your game, right? This is going to sell out probably pretty quickly. I know I'm going to make some plans on Friday to snatch mine up before as quickly as possible, so that way I get my hands on the card that I want. I'm kind of looking at this. But yeah, it's refreshing to see a decent price. Like I said, if you have a lower end card from last generation, you might even consider this. If you have a lower end this generation, even mid to upper end from last generation, well, we'll say mid to lower last gen. If you have a 4080, you should not upgrade to this card. If you have a 7900 XTX, you should not upgrade to this card. That's not an upgrade. If you have a 4070, maybe start looking at it with a cross eye. 4060, absolutely. And then even higher end stuff in the, if you have a 2080, the 6000 series stuff, maybe you should take a look at it. That sort of deal, right? All that, like, if you're falling into that 3 to 4 year update pattern to 5 year update pattern, this may be a card that you look at, is basically what I think it boils down to. So, and I don't think there's going to be any other choice realistically that makes sense for a budget, because the 5000 series, guys, it's looking worse and worse as far as the supply goes. The 5070 is going to be vaporware almost. They're going to announce it. Who knows when they'll actually have it where you can buy it. That's the deal. So things are looking kind of rough in the GPU market, man. And this is kind of the game, it looks like, if you're in the market. So I really want this card because it does come equipped with 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. So it's got there's more VRAM. And I want the VRAM because I'm not that worried about out and out frames per second. I'm more worried about if there's any mechanical thing that causes a slowdown on the card. And if I get a game and I'm like, this is going to be a beautiful game, and then I turn on all the prettiness and it eats over 10 gigabits of VRAM, then my 3080 is going to go, and not be happy. So as nuts as that sounds, we already proved in the last gen with several games that 8 gigs of VRAM is starting to get saturated. You can blame whatever you want to blame for that. It could be the game manufacturers or game designers are just getting lazy, with optimization, if you want to say that, but that's just the way it's headed. So 16 gigs is good. That ought to be good for another however many years, especially at that price point. So, as comparison to Nvidia, they're just not doing it. They want to give you 12 gigs at that price point. They want breeded obsolescence to then make you dependent upon them for the next one, it feels like. Or they're just, really, here's what it is. They're just maximizing their margins. And, in a market where I think they cannot try to maximize their margins anymore because nobody's going to buy it. I just think it's gotten ridiculous now with the prices. So good luck to anybody out there that buys the 5000 series. Know that I'm not backing on you or anything. This is Nvidia's doing. I just think at some point you got to speak with your wallet and just say, okay, cool. you'll get 3 cards, and we're gonna allow those 3 cards to sit and rot on the shelves. Then Meanwhile, we're gonna get AMD some market share if they're going to appropriately price their video card for the amount of performance that it gives. We will send our money that direction. If it was Intel, we'd send our money. My brand loyalty is less than 0 now. I don't care. I'm just gonna be a mercenary and be like, this is how you're gonna treat gamers. Well, you're about to find out. You're in the find. Nvidia, I think, is gonna get. They don't care. Like, they're making all their money off AI stuff anyway. But if they ever try to come back, because that market is gonna cool down, right? And they're gonna have to come back to gamers because they want to make some more money, and it's not gonna be pretty. In my opinion, because I think, if AMD really sells a lot of cards, they really, right off the bat, they start getting their foot really in the door. That'll be really good for competition. They already make CPUs anyway, so the companies optimizing their video games are going to have an easier time optimizing for their stuff because it's now more prevalent. Like, their market share is down to something like 13% right now. It's maybe from some of the latest polls and things, it's like way down. So they needed to do something to sell cards, and I think this may do it. It's not just about them. It's about the external factors they can't control. Nvidia has royally screwed up this launch, and so they've really got a chance. But it's going to depend heavily on, does it deliver what it says it delivers. I don't have any reason to believe it doesn't. Their graphs and everything were fair. They didn't use fake frames. They went 1-to-1 comparison of physical performance, not trumped up performance with frame gen. So I think they kind of did the right things. Some of their cards look really good. Their partner cards look really slick. So I think they've got a shot at this. It'll be interesting to see. They go on sale March 6th. Reviews should be out on the 5th. We'll get the lowdown from all of your favorite venues, and then we'll see what happens. But I know I'm probably in for the Nitro Plus. Sapphire's been a maker of Radeon cards forever, and it's really funny. So everybody's going nuts over no cables, right? And Sapphire goes, hold my beer. and they were like, we know how to do this. And they literally put this plate on the back of the video card, right? That covers up the 6-pin, okay? Or 16-pin, I'm sorry. 16-pin, right? Not 6-pin, 16-pin, the new connector, right? And it's underneath this. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the new 16-pin connector, but on a card that draws, none of these cards are going to draw 400 watts. All right? Like, if maybe some weird condition under being modded under NitroSox or under LN2, extreme overclocking condition, maybe they draw more than that, but like these cards are getting ramped clock speed, and they're only drawing like 330 watts, something like that, which is your kind of typical upper mid-range enthusiast wattage. Like, I think my 3080 draws 320 watts under full load. So that's the kind of load power-wise. I don't think that connector has any issue at all with that. The lower end models are like the 4000 series. The lower end model, I haven't heard of a 5070 Ti plug burn up. That seems to be mostly 5080s and 5090s. Definitely 5090s, like 600 watts going through this port seems to be a little bit sus. So half of that I don't think is a problem, So I think that's fine. What's really funny is they figured out a way that they put you put this plate on, and it kind of hides the cables, and they come right out the back, and it's hidden. No special, connector on the motherboard needed. No, just, hey, we know how to do this. We'll just hide it this way. I mean, I think there's even room for improvement with the way that they did it. They could have put a little extra PCB there and turned it 90 degrees so it just comes straight out. Like they could have done that. But this is fine. And I don't, I think it's clever. This is so clean now, on that side. There won't be any kibbles over there. Yeah, I think they did a good job, and I think the card looks really nice. Um, Hopefully, it performs away as well. Um, but this will probably be one of the more desirable partner cards. Honestly, the XFX card looks pretty decent. The Power Colors coming with the Red Devil card, which I've always thought were kind of cool looking. Um, yeah, so this is the one that I think is going to get my vote. What I'm looking for. We'll see what happens. It'll be a really crazy Friday. I don't know if I need to go and go Micro Center crazy on Friday, but I'll have to probably do something anyway. So, what are we saying? Well, prices are good for now with the 970 XT. I think they're going to launch it at the right price, maybe even a little bit less than what I thought they would. The 9070 is relatively. You can ignore the 9070. Just get 50 more bucks for the 970 XT. You'll thank yourself later. They may drop the price on the 9070 is my guess, maybe. Or what actually will happen is the tariffs will hit, perhaps market conditions, whatever. The price of the 9070 XT could go up from the launch price. So be aware of that. That's why I think partner cards are going to be $50 to $100 more, almost assuredly. So, the upper end ones, you'll see some retail cards, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, this is the Camaro SS, and then you'll have the Camaro SSs with extra exhaust and, features and stuff like that. They put leather seats in. Those will be noticeably more, not tons more, but noticeably more than this, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So stay tuned. I am going to try and get my hands on one of these. I don't know what all sort of testing I'll really have time to do with it, but I'll throw my 2 cents in on, my experience as far as I got it. Did the drivers work? Did we run any weird stuff, with it? I'll try to do that because I think that would be fun to do. I'm going to get some other upgrades for my PC as well. I kind of want to get some more memory. This Deep Cool 240 AIO acts up once in a while, so I may replace that. Put some more RGB fans and stuff in, because why not? So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. The key is, again, for those looking for these cards, they launch next Friday. I would suggest thinking about getting in on them sooner rather than later, because Nvidia's stocks are not going up, and so be aware. This may be the only game in town for any sort of reasonable price at all. Hopefully that helps. Sorry to deliver the bad news, but sort of good news. We have something to actually look at. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a great one. Bye-bye.